What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is Sunday. I have the phone on me so I can tell you guys the date. It is Sunday, May 19th, and the weekends for me now are lovely refeed days. I'm sure some of you know what a refeed day is, but maybe some of you don't, or maybe some of you think you know what refeed days are and you're not really doing a refeed. I see this on social media all the time where people are talking about how they had like a refeed day and they post pictures of like donuts or ice cream and all this shit. That's not a refeed. If you are on a diet, right, if you are trying to lose weight, if you are trying to recomp your body weight, you are probably going to have to pull carbs down during the week, right? Because that's where you're gonna have to probably pull from to lose some body weight. You obviously don't just wanna be constantly just going week after week after week with insufficient carb sources. So that's where refeeds come into play, which is what I am going to be doing today. So here, guys, are my normal macros. As you guys can see, it's gonna be 240 protein, 350 carbs, 50 fat. And then today is going to be the refeed macros, which is 180 protein, 30 fat, and 600 carbs. I'm trying to lose a little bit of body fat just to make my life easier over the months going into Raw Nationals. But then also those big refeed days don't cause a massive, massive spike in my body weight. For a day or two, probably after the second refeed day, which is today, I'll have a little bit of a jump. This morning I just woke up at 190 pounds, which after the first refeed day is pretty good. During the week I'm usually like 187, 188. And I'm just gonna show you guys what I'm going through on these refeed days. So let's venture on over here. And I know this kind of looks boring, but this is breakfast, guys. So, like I said, what you want to do during a refeed, okay? What you want to do, let me get my Italian speaking voice out. What you want to do during a refeed day, especially if you're somebody who eats in excess of 1 gram per pound of body weight of protein, you can drop that protein way down, probably to a pound per gram, fucking hell. A gram per pound of body weight, goddamn. It's 1 o'clock and I still can't talk yet. Then drop those fats way down, bring those carbs way up. So we got some oatmeal, some bagels, some egg whites, and some fat-free mozzarella cheese, guys. This is a lifesaver. Also, if you are Italian, you probably wake up at 3 in the morning and just grab fistfuls of this shit. It's delicious. So guys, the macros on this are going to be shown. The goal, like I said, is to get in as much carbohydrate during these days as possible. And I still don't have my vascularity back left in my quads, but hopefully after today, we'll get a little something going again because I've been feeling flat as hell during the course of this week. Hopefully, you can take these tools and implement them into your diet because I think a lot of powerlifters neglect their diet, and it's very, very, very important. Honestly, it's just such a game changer for how much you can recover, how much you can push your training volume, and then also just body composition changes. You'd be surprised what you can see body composition wise for somebody who previously didn't care about their diet and then starts really taking things seriously and focusing on the finer details. So, I'm gonna start cooking. So for the protein, we're going to take out 1 cup of egg whites, and usually I eyeball this, but since you guys are holding me accountable right now, I'm gonna be good and I'm going to use my handy dandy measuring cup. So 8 ounces of egg whites. And then, what is that? Ooh. I'm gonna use a different one. This is gross. New egg white. Take 2. Alright, so we filled up a new thing of egg whites. I don't know what the hell was in that last one. It was kind of slimy, kind of solid, kind of gross, looked like a booger. So I'm not going to eat that one. Got a new cup of egg whites. Guys, my mom's crazy and packed when she came to visit. Gave me like 3 dozen bagels, so we just put a bunch of them in the freezer. These are fantastic for carbs, as I told you guys in the last, get in there, in the last video. So that's going to be a carb source for me. And then, boom, packets of oatmeal. I honestly I won't say I don't like oatmeal. It's just that I prefer the instant oats. Like cooking actual oatmeal is just not worth it. These are still oats. There's just some added sugar, which I can afford to eat. And it tastes way better and takes way less time than cooking actual oats. Then this, guys, fat-free mozzarella cheese. It is magic because if you like cheese like I do, which honestly I think if it came down to it, I could probably live without meat. Maybe the occasional consumption of beef, but I don't think I could ever live without dairy. This is way more than a quarter second of a spray. So, sorry, Pam. You might be thinking this is a lot of food, but you know, for me, these are the macros that make sense. And then also, like, I could be at 93 in like 2 seconds if I wanted to. I just have the biggest appetite, honestly, of just like anybody I know. I could eat super fast. So I think that's a result of being a nice little chonker when I was a child. Oh, another thing to make this taste a little less disgusting, because egg whites are super plain, taking a page out of Senor Matt Ogus's book with some Cholula. If you guys haven't had Cholula before, I assume that you think salt is spicy. But, oh, first bagel's ready. Take this bad boy out, throw it down, grab the other bagel, rip it apart. Get it. There we go. Everything's ready. All right, gotta be surgical here. Don't drop the bagels. Fuck. Burn the shit out of that one. God damn it. Come on. You can do it. Yes. The eagle is in the nest. Oh no, this one's gonna break. It's botched. It's botched. It's ruined, guys. Fucked it up. No. I feel like Squidward when Patrick's like firmly grasp it in your hand, because that's what's happening right now. I can't. Yeah, it's good enough. Fuck! Man, I gotta thank you guys, because I just, every time I record for you guys, I remember to fill up water. And there are so many days where I just feel so dizzy and so tired. And honestly, I think it's just because of how much water I used to drink and how much water I no longer drink. So this is breakfast, guys. On a refeed day. 2 bagels, egg whites, non-fat cheese, oatmeal with hella sugar in it, because prepackaged oatmeal is way better. So I've just been sitting at this desk for like the past 3 days working on this really cool video for you guys. It's gonna be the Voices of Marvel, and that'll be coming out probably within the next week or 2. I just ordered a microphone for it, but the thing I'm wondering is, like, I need a good desk to sit at. I need like a work desk, because this is just a table. If you guys can drop your suggestions down, for those of you who are either work from home or entrepreneurs or just like having a nice desk to study at, whatever your case might be, I need a good desk to work at, because these chairs, not that comfortable. This desk, not that nice. This table is not even a desk. So, you guys can drop that down. That'd be awesome. Today's gonna be a busy day because, like I said, I gotta eat a lot today, but then it's Sunday, so I have to program for all my lifters. That takes, honestly, Sundays take like 8 to 10 hours for me of work. Like I have a lot of clients right now, some of which are in the heart of meet prep, some of which are in the off season. If they're off season, it's a little bit easier writing their programs, because a lot of the times what you're gonna do is, if you find a microcycle, what I mean by microcycle is like the training skeleton for the week, you know, the exercises, the rep ranges, all that sort of stuff. If you find a microcycle that works, in the off season, you're just gonna ride it out. You're gonna milk it for all of its worth, because, oh, sorry, that was just my meniscus wanting to give me trouble. But you're gonna milk it for all that it's worth as long as you can. But obviously, when you're in meet prep, you gotta make constant changes. I have to go bench, which I totally forgot about. I'll check in with you guys when I'm done. It's a beautiful day outside. Hopefully, I'll make the decision to walk to the gym instead of Ubering like I normally do. So I actually did decide to walk today. This is like the first time that I've actually taken the walk to the gym, because I'm fat and I get exhausted. Today's gonna be a quick one. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to pretty much rush through this workout. I'm gonna have like, 30 to 45 minutes of bench, which isn't a big deal, but then I also have to go get food. Since I'm pretty restrictive today on diet, because I have to keep, my fats really, really low and carbs really high, I'm probably gonna Uber eat something to the gym, so I'll see you guys in there. All right, so we're gonna have about 30 minutes get my work done here. So with what I'm doing with bench right now is volume is consistently climbing right now. This is the best my bench has ever been. Like, I'm hitting Larson singles that used to be competition singles. I'm doing, you know, the weekly singles with weights that used to be like my awesome day singles, and it's just kind of like an everyday thing. And I've been really pushing bench volume more than I ever have in the past. Even when I bench 6 days a week, like I'm doing more total work in the 5 days that I'm benching than I have in the past. So right now, I'm gonna be doing sets of 12 on bench. This day is usually 10s, but we're bumping it up to 12s for the foreseeable future. But then going forward, once things start to flatline a little bit, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give myself a little break and desensitize myself, or rather resensitize myself to the bench volume, drop back to 4 days a week, which is something I haven't done in a really long time. Top end strength will probably go down a little bit for a little while, but I think this will ultimately be a good move going forward to kind of resensitize myself to volume and give myself an opportunity to add more in the future, especially as we get closer in the Raw Nationals. I just have to make sure that I give myself room to grow over these next couple months. So let's get to these 12s.
Times call for desperate measures. We got the mango smoothie here and artisan grilled chicken sandwiches with no sauce.
Gotta be at the Nationals game in like, what time is it right now? Gotta be at the Nationals game in about an hour, so I'm not gonna have time to go back and cook. But little did you know, guys, McDonald's is actually, if you know what you're doing, it's actually a pretty solid option if you are dieting, because there are a lot of manipulations you can do. Let me fix this real quick. A lot of manipulations you can do to the orders, like removing cheese, removing sauces, blah, 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 that'll actually leave them being pretty high protein and pretty low fat. In the case of like the artisan grilled chicken sandwich, you could do no vinaigrette sauce, maybe like the lights, no cheese, no butter, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna be supersetting, taking bites of my sandwich and drinking my smoothie with these close grip Larsons, which are feeling rough. This dude didn't give me a straw. I think he wants me to get brain freeze right now. What I've been doing pretty much every session is like trying to do some sort of bodybuilding movements for my upper body. And it's mostly because I'm just not, I show up to weigh-ins at meets and I'm just like, wow, all of you guys are a lot fucking more jacked than me. So I've been trying to do a pull down movement every day. I'm in the gym if it's before a lower body day, and then a rowing movement if I'm in the gym on, you know, a lower body day where I can afford to do that afterward. So that's what I'm gonna get to right after this. But first, I just want you guys to see, these are the macros. I'm just gonna go sit down and watch this Nats game for 3 hours, watch the Cubs beat up on the Nationals because, oh man, sorry DC fans, but the Nationals are trash. And then we're gonna get to meal number 3 for the day. I just got done with the game, guys. I really wish that I had the opportunity to film for you guys because it was actually a really good game. The Cubs ended up winning 6-5, so I was happy about that. But they wouldn't let me bring my camera out to my seat because they were saying that you weren't allowed to have a tripod. And I was like, okay, but it's a handheld tripod. Like, it's not like I'm setting up, like parking down and setting up a, you know, a filming station. And then I asked them, like, why, you know, why can't you have a tripod? They're like, oh, it's a weapon. But then I got told I couldn't have my microphone either, which is like, you can't really use that as a weapon. It's fucking soft, you know, it's soft and foamy, so you can't do shit with that. But man, it's been so long since I've been to a baseball game, and it was just, it had me reminiscing. I was like, for those of you who played a sport growing up, and like you knew it was time to hang it up, but then you go to a game and you're like, fuck, like, oh, I wish I could still be playing, right? So yeah, it's just like you know you go to a game and you're like, fuck, like I remember like seeing pitches like that. I used to be able to hit, I used to be able to throw, I used to do all this shit, but it's whatever. We all have to hang up the cleats at some point. So it is what it is. I'm gonna try to find somewhere to call an Uber to because it is a madhouse leaving the stadium right now. So it's gonna be impossible to call an Uber if I just leave straight from where I got picked up. So I'm probably gonna have to walk a couple blocks down. I am starving. I haven't eaten since I was at the gym because, as you guys know, refeed days and sports outing food don't really mix. There was like everything is like these macros. Everything's Buffalo Wild Wings, everything's pizza, nachos, all that sort of stuff. I wanted to go up to the thing and be like, excuse me, do you have rice? Do you have rice? Do you have just bread? But all right, I'm gonna call you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna call you guys. You up? I'm gonna get back on this vlog when I get back to my apartment after I call this Uber here, which I'm just gonna find somewhere to walk and hopefully they'll be able to pick me up in a reasonable hour. So I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, guys, so tell me this carb-loaded dinner doesn't look delicious here. We have some rice noodles here. You could do wheat, you could do rice, it doesn't really matter, but for me, I like rice noodles a lot. Put some teriyaki sauce on them. Let me show you guys what we're working with here, because this teriyaki sauce is actually pretty macro-friendly for what we're trying to do. If it would focus, let's see. Come on. This teriyaki sauce has 1 gram of fat per tablespoon. I put 3 tablespoons on my noodles right there, having a third bagel of the day, so that's pretty minimum fat. And I'm ashamed to say, guys, I did exactly what I described I was doing earlier, as Italians do. I'm just grabbing handfuls of mozzarella cheese and eating them by hand, so I had 2 ounces of that. So the macros for this meal are gonna be right here. So guys, like, one of the things that I've actually been having a conversation with some people about lately is about coaching. Because I've been talking to a lot of young lifters, and it's usually the young lifters, unfortunately, who end up being the victims of this, but their coaches aren't responding. They don't feel like they're getting, the quality that they're paying for. And you look to see the coaches, and you realize that they really haven't been coaching that long. And they're coaching absurd amounts of people. Like, they're just taking people on. And it's clear that the motive there is the money, right? And there's nothing wrong with wanting to make money. Like, we all work jobs to make money. But the thing is, like, if you're a young coach, you probably shouldn't be charging that much. You probably shouldn't take on so many people. You're probably in school, if you are. Like, when I was coaching in school, when I first started, I didn't charge anybody that I coached. A couple guys were from back home, a couple were from MIT. And then as time went on, they started offering to pay because they felt that I shouldn't be doing what I was doing for free because they were getting quality out of it. And then over the years, you start, creating a bigger roster, upping your prices, all that sort of stuff. But in the beginning, especially, it's unfortunate with how social media allows these people to do this, in the beginning, be humble. Take on a manageable amount of lifters. Charge like a humble price. Like, you need to get your reps in with clients. You need to prove that what you're doing works. You need to prove that you can work with different types of people. Pro tip for those of you who are looking for a coach, right? I'm always going to advertise myself. Like, it's in my description. But if you don't want to work with me, that's fine. I want everyone to have a fantastic coach. I'm tired of hearing horror stories about coaches. So if you go to a coach, ask them the hard questions. Don't just ask, what do you provide? What do you cost? All that stuff it's the typical, questions that any coach can use to promote themselves, because they can talk themselves up and they can ham themselves up. You'll have individualized program, custom blah, 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 communication, blah, blah, blah. Like, the questions you need to ask are, who have you worked with? How many people do you work with? At the end of the day, when you're sitting down and writing people's programs, how long does it take you? Because that'll be a reflection. Like, either they're just lying to you, you'd hope that the person you're working with is going to be honest. So if they're sitting down and spending a couple hours to write everyone's training, it's probably not that quality. Ultimately, if you can't communicate with a coach and he can't communicate with you, or she can't communicate with you, there's no success to be had there. So ask the hard questions. Guys, the final meal of the day is coming at 2:30 a.m. We're gonna crack open a new box
of oats. Those were from earlier today. I gotta toss those. Cracking open a new box of oats because we just finished programming and I am kind of hungry for something sweet. So, bam. You guys know the deal. Blueberries and cream oats. Ate them earlier today. Like I said, sugary oatmeal tastes way better than the real thing because fuck nutrients. And that is going to cap off my day, guys. So these are the macros for the oats. So as you guys can see right up here, this is the final tally for today's macros. We have 180 grams of protein, 25 grams of fat, and 674 grams of carbs. So we went a little bit under on fat and quite a bit over on carbohydrates. Don't let anyone tell you, don't let anyone tell you if you want to train like a powerlifter or a bodybuilder that you don't need carbs. So that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If these food videos are informative for you guys or helpful for you guys, I will gladly make them in the future. Me personally, I never really liked watching these kinds of videos, but for whatever reason, there are lots of people out there who really enjoy learning more about people's day-to-day diets, and I got asked what I do on refeed days, so here you guys go. If there are any other questions you guys have, drop it down in the comments. I'm gonna go to bed now because I am exhausted. Today was a very long day, scrambling to get stuff done, and I got a nice full belly of carbs, and it feels good. Oh, all right. I'm gonna knock out, guys. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe. Do whatever you gotta do. Remember, no bad days, and I will see you all in the next video, which will be our third, well, I guess officially our second podcast of the Four Horsemen. Take care, guys.